What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. And today we're going to be doing my NFL Week 9 predictions from the Sunday 1 p.m. games to the Monday night game. So let's not waste too much time, but if you do end up enjoying, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on. And let's get into the video. So our first game here, we have the New Orleans Saints at the Tennessee Titans. So, of course, the Titans do not have, The Titans do not have Derrick Henry. He's out for quite a while, as we've seen, as we know. But the Titans have shown they did just fine without him versus the Rams the other week. And, I'm not just going to pick the Titans in this game just because they beat the Rams last week. I have a few reasons. That Saints defense is very good. It is very good. And this Titans offense, I'm not going to say it's going to be one-dimensional, but it's obviously not what it was without Henry. But, I guess we'll see what they do without him in this game versus another very good defense in the Saints. I think the Saints' defense is better than the Rams. Will they do better? I don't know. I think they could, but I don't know. So, and then you have, the Saints, obviously Jameis Winston is out. I think Trevor Siemian is going to start this game again. Trevor Siemian had a pretty good game last week. His receivers just did not help him. His receivers had a lot of drops. His team just didn't help him around him that much. Trevor Siemian played a decent game. Just didn't have help from the receivers catching the ball. Didn't have any help from that point of the game. So, I liked what Trevor Siemian showed last week. The receivers, that's my thing. And the Titans don't have a very good cornerback group. But the Saints don't really have good wide receivers. So, then you go to the linebacker group in the trenches, I think the Saints win the game in the trenches. So, you could go back and forth in this game. You really can. Even without Henry, I think this Titans team is very good. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans over the New Orleans Saints because of Trevor Siemian and not having very good receivers. Yeah, the backs are very good. If this Saints team gets a running game going, I say they win. If they don't, I say they lose. I say it's as simple as that. This Tennessee team, we have to see how they're going. You know what? I'm going to switch my pick to the Saints because the Saints do have the better trenches and, they have better offensive line, better defensive line to get the Ryan Tannehill and whoever's going to be running the ball. The Titans defense has been very good this past few weeks. It's not very good, but better than it started off as. So that's one thing to look at, but I just think the Saints are going to win this one. I think they're going to play good defense. I think they're going to be able to run the ball and limit the Titans' possessions. I'm taking the Saints. I was going to take the Titans. I was stuck on the Titans for a while, but I'm switching my pick to the Saints. I think the Saints got this one all day because of the trenches. You look in the trenches and, Sean Payton will get the quarterback ready. It's as long as the receivers can catch and help him out a little bit. The offensive line is pretty good, but the Titans' defensive line is pretty damn good, which helps the rest of that team, which makes the rest of that defense better. So, it's a big game. It's going to be a fun game to watch, but I'm going to take the Saints in this game. I'm going to take the Saints over the Tennessee Titans. And then you have my score prediction. What are we going to do for the score prediction? I'll do Saints 27 to 22 Titans. Yeah, I'm down for that. I can do that. I'm happy with that. So we'll do that. And then you have the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Bills coming off of a very, 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 very bad loss versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, the Jaguars have a really good front, and this Bills offensive line is not very good. This Bills offensive line has been their weakness. Their defense has been very, very good this year, but then their offense has had times where it can't get itself going. This Bills team is, kind of stinks because last year it was their offense that got them so far. And then the year before that, their defense was so good, and they can't get both to be great in the same year so far. That's what they're struggling with, and it sucks because if they get them both going, as of any team, if you get your offense and defense going in top 5, top 10, things are going to go well for you. And special teams. Don't forget special teams is very important as well. So, Jets team coming off a very bad loss. In Indianapolis playing the Colts. The Colts ran all over them. Fun fact, the Colts dropped the Jets' run defense from the 6th in the league to the 25th run defense in the league by themselves. by themselves. That's how much that Colts offensive line really helped them out last week. But back to the game, the Jets. I don't see them winning this game. I don't see them winning this game. This Bills team is not going to be happy. They're going to be mad. Yeah, that Jets defensive line is decent as well. Maybe not as good as the Jaguars, but it's decent. It's decent. But this Bills team is going to bounce back. And I think they're going to bounce back in a big way against the Jets. Will they be able to run against the Jets? I'm not sure. This Bills offensive line and their running backs are very inconsistent. I'm not sure. But I think Josh Allen and the receivers may be able to get this game done. And I think they will. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Bills are falling off a little bit just because of the offensive line. I think the offensive line is really affecting them. Not a consistent run game is affecting them. Those things catch up with you. So I'm going to take the Bills. Let's go 31-24. Let's go 31-24 Buffalo Bills. Or no. Yeah, I'll stick with that. 31-24. I'm going to take the Bills at the Jet Stadium. And then you have the Detroit Lions traveling to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers almost choked it versus the Bears on Monday Night Football. They almost did. And, I think some are going to say this is a freebie for the Steelers, but it is not. This is a trap game. I get it. The Lions are 0-8, 0-9. Maybe 0-10. I don't know. I don't know if they have their bye week or not. They're 0-9 or 0-10. Point is they don't have a win. And this is a trap game for the Steelers. The Steelers are on a 4-game win streak. The Steelers team has been very good. They're very good at winning at their way. Running the ball, passing it when they need to, playing elite defense. Oh, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't put them in the elite category this year. But borderline elite, I'd say. Borderline elite, like right outside. Nonetheless, you get my point. Really good defense, and Jared Goff in this offense, the offensive line, Swift. I think that team's gonna struggle. I think that offense is gonna struggle. Maybe Dan Campbell has an awesome scheme for this game. Maybe he, has one of those games where he coaches very well. But I'm not gonna overthink this one too much. I'm gonna take the Pittsburgh Steelers continuing their win streak and putting on a 5-game win streak. As I've been saying, this Pittsburgh Steelers team is better than you think. They may not win like many teams do nowadays, but they win. That's all that matters. They're very good at playing football in their way. And they've done it very, very good. And I say they continue their win streak and they build onto that 4-game win streak and make it 5 this weekend against the Detroit Lions. I'm going to take 27-13 Pittsburgh Steelers. I know, it could be a closer game, but I'm taking the Steelers more because I think they'll be able to run the ball very well. I think Big Ben will make a few big passes, a few big catches from Claypool or Pat Freiermuth has been very good. I don't think the Lions are going to score very easily on the Steelers defense. So I'm taking the Steelers in this one. And then you have the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Big divisional matchup between both teams. Colts coming off a big win on Thursday Night Football, and the Jaguars coming off a big upset win over the Buffalo Bills. Both teams have been decent in the trenches on the defensive line anyways. The Colts are more inconsistent on the defensive front. But the Jacksonville Jaguars were very, very good last week versus a poor Buffalo Bills offensive line. That Buffalo Bills offensive line is what is killing the Bills, but nonetheless, the Jaguars went in there, and they upset one of the best teams in the AFC. Not really saying much this year because the AFC is not very good. The NFC is much better top-wise. If you look at the AFC, there's one team that's 7-2, and then the rest are 5-3 or something like, 6-2 maybe. You know what I mean. It's more tight in the middle with the AFC. It's more tight all the way through. But nonetheless, this Jaguars and Colts game, big game. There's a chance for the Colts to get up to 500. And the chance for the Jaguars to keep on gaining some momentum. But I'm gonna take this Indianapolis Colts team because I think this Colts defensive front is going to get to Trevor Lawrence or whoever it is back there. Not even 100% if Trevor Lawrence is going to play. but I don't think the Jags will be able to run, you know, consistently on this Colts front. I think they're going to be able to run a little bit, but not a lot. And I think this Colts offensive line and this running back group, I think they're going to pave the way to a Colts win. Michael Pittman, Carson Wentz have been very good. I think the Jaguars coming off a big win. I think they're going to crap the bed a little bit here and lose to the Colts here in week 10, I believe it is. Yeah, week 10. So, big game for both teams, but I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts. Let's go 31 to 23. Let's go 31 to 23. I think it'll be closer than people think. Even though the Jaguars are coming off a big win, people are thinking, it's going to be a decent game. And it is going to be a decent game in my opinion. So, fun game there. And then you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington football team. So, the Washington football team had very, very high praise coming in this year. Just don't know what really happened to them. But it was mainly, their defense hasn't been as good. Their defensive front is decent. But there's some players that just haven't played to how they have. Ryan Kerrigan not being there hurts. The back end of that defense is not very good, and then the offense is not very good. Taylor Heinicke is not a starting quarterback in this league. I know he looked good last year versus the Bucs. Maybe he has one of those games versus the Bucs again this year. I doubt it. I don't see it. That Buccaneers defensive line is going to get to whoever the quarterback is back there, Taylor Heinicke, Fitz, or whoever the heck it is. That Tampa Bay front is going to demolish this Washington football team front, and I don't think this game is going to be very close. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 35 to 13 Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Washington football team. Tom Brady will take care of business in Washington. Then you have one of the more intriguing matchups this year. A matchup that can have huge playoff implications this year. And that will have huge and does have huge playoff implications. You have the Cleveland Browns traveling to Gillette Stadium to play the New England Patriots. This is going to be a fun game. Can Baker Mayfield, Odell is gone. So now, believe it or not, there is pressure on Baker Mayfield to play better without him. Which, he has been playing without him regardless. But now he's gone, we're going to see if he can play even better. Jarvis Landry, Higgins, Njoku, Austin Hooper, Anthony Schwartz, and then you have the running backs, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. The offensive line is getting healthier and healthier. This Browns team is looking pretty good. They're getting healthy, kind of. But I like this Patriots team a little bit more than this Cleveland Browns team. This Browns team is still young. They're still trying to figure it out. Baker Mayfield is still trying to figure it out. And when you go up against a coach like Bill Belichick while you're trying to figure it out, it ain't gonna go well. I think that this New England Patriots defense gets a piece of this Browns offense. I think they're going to do fine. Fine and maybe allowing 10 points? No, I think they're going to allow more than that because this Browns offense is very dynamic with the running backs and receivers, and such. But if the Browns force turnovers like they did last week, that's their key to winning. Otherwise, I don't think this Browns offense is going to do very much. I'm going to take the New England Patriots over the Cleveland Browns in this matchup. I'm going to take Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, and that New England Patriots defense to quiet them Browns down a little bit. I'm going to take the Patriots. Let's say, it's going to be a really good game. I'm going to go at 24-20, 24-21. I'm going to go 24-21. I think it's going to be a very good game. So let me know what y'all think about that one. So that's it for the No. I'm going to change it to 27-24. At least one field goal on each side. A little more comfortable with that. I really want to get a score prediction right. So that's that. And then you have the Atlanta Falcons at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys did not have a very good game last week, as we know. They got completely demolished. It wasn't even close. It wasn't. And the Atlanta Falcons came back. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The Atlanta Falcons came back. They didn't come back on. both teams that had opposite weeks last week. Falcons came back and beat the New Orleans Saints. They beat Trevor Siemian. They really shouldn't have, because those receivers did not help Siemian at all. He made a lot of great throws. The receivers didn't help him. And, I think that's mainly why the Falcons won, because those missed opportunities by the Saints receivers and Trevor Siemian at times as well. And, I'm going to take this Dallas Cowboys team over the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are coming off a win, but I think this Cowboys team is much better than the Falcons. If the Cowboys lose to the Falcons, they're going to have a lot of problems, that they're gonna have to look into and fix real quick. So I'm gonna take the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think it's really gonna be close. I'm gonna take the Dallas Cowboys 30. Let's go 34-20. 34-20. I like that. Let's go 34-20. Dallas Cowboys over the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think it's gonna be a very good game. Those opportunities that the Saints wide receivers missed, those Cowboys wide receivers are not going to miss those opportunities. So that's going to be a difference in this game. Atlanta has been better than people think, but not great. So I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys in this one. And then you get to the 4 o'clock games. You have the Carolina Panthers traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals. I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm not going to spend a crazy amount of time on this. The Panthers have been getting blown up by everyone lately. Sam Darnold just not playing good. They did sign Cam Newton. Cam Newton's back. I wonder if he's gonna start. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I haven't looked into it too much, but nonetheless, I don't care who's starting there. I'm still taking the Arizona Cardinals, because this Cardinals team, even with all the injuries last week, they still did very good against a team they usually struggle against. So I'm gonna take the Arizona Cardinals at home versus the Carolina Panthers. I don't think it's going to be a very good game. I'm going to take the Cardinals 38-13. 38-13, Carolina, or the Arizona Cardinals. I don't even know if the Panthers score that much. But, I don't know, maybe Cam Newton comes back. Maybe that gets a little pep in their step. Maybe that gives them a little juice. But I don't say so. Not enough juice versus the Arizona Cardinals. And then you have the Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Chargers. Really, really fun game here, Vikings have been running the ball really well. The Vikings have been, a decent offensive team. The defense has been okay. This Vikings team is not as bad as some people may think, but they just can't finish games. They can't, not be up 14 points and just choke it away. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they are doing that so much. They just can't finish a game. You have Dalvin Cook. Keep running the ball with Dalvin Cook. It's, you stop running with him, or you give the ball to Kirk Cousins too much, or that defense just doesn't play too well. After they're up, after they have a lead, that defense, I think that comes down to coaching. When you're up 14 points so many times in the season and you almost lose every time, I mean, one, that's going to catch up with you, and two, there's going to be a team where they're going to be up first, and you're not going to be up first. And what's going to happen in the second half? Is the defense going to just give up then, even when you're losing then? So, it's not a recipe for success over there in Minnesota. So, Los Angeles Chargers, they've been kind of on a skid, but not really. They've played some decent teams, but they haven't been playing like they have in the beginning of the season. Since that Ravens loss, they haven't really been the same. So, I'm going to take the Chargers, because this Vikings team is going to be up, somewhat amount of points in the fourth quarter, and they're just going to choke it. That's what I say. So I'm going to say the Chargers and Justin Herbert and this running back group and these receivers are too much for this Vikings defense. You know that Vikings defensive line is very, very good. That Chargers offensive line will be able to hold them enough, I believe. So I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't know. I know I said the Vikings were going to choke this and everything, but, if you think about it more, the Vikings is kind of winning the trenches. So, you know what? I know I was just talking, so one-sided in this game here, but, I'm going to switch my pick to the Vikings. I'm going to take the upset, kind of. I think it would be an upset. I'm not sure. Kind of, but it would be a good game. Everyone's expecting it to be a good game. But I'm going to take the Vikings. I'm going to take the trenches, Dalvin Cook. Vikings, please don't choke the game on me. Please, 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 please. I picked the Ravens last week saying, oh, the Vikings are definitely going to choke that game. And they did. But the Vikings, as long as they keep the ball with Dalvin Cook here, as long as they don't, stop running with him too much, that Chargers defensive front is okay. The Chargers linebackers are okay. But I think this Vikings team should be able to run on them more with, Dalvin Cook. And if they get up, keep running. Don't stop running. Don't choke the game. So I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings. Let's go 27-26. Let's say it's a 1-point game. Really good game. Vikings over Chargers. I know, kind of a weird switch up there because I was talking so one-sided there, but it's really a game that can go either way right now. But yeah, that's what I got for you there. And then you have the Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is back. Russell Wilson is back. So that's a fun storyline there. Nonetheless, I'm taking the Green Bay Packers. I think this Green Bay Packers team is a better team. They're going to stop the Seattle Seahawks a few times. Russ is coming back. He's still going to get back into it a bit. It might take him, a few drives to settle back. Well, not to settle down, but to, find a groove again with Metcalf, Lockett, or whatever it is. So I guess we'll see what goes on there. But it's not even guaranteed that Aaron Rodgers is going to be back. So this is how my pick is going to go. If Aaron Rodgers plays, I'm taking the Packers all day. If Jordan Love plays, I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks all day. It's just the Packers are a different team with, those quarterbacks in, and rightfully so. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best in the league, and Jordan Love is he was a first overall pick, but he's no Aaron Rodgers right now. So as of right now, Aaron Rodgers is expected to play, so I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers 20. No, I think more than 20-some points. I'm going to go 38-35 points. I say this is a high-scoring game. The Packers defense is pretty good, but I still say this is a high-scoring game with Russ coming back. DK, you have Tyler Lockett, you have a really good run game with Aaron Jones. Offensive line is decent. I just say that this is a high-scoring game, so. But if Jordan Love plays, I'm taking the Seahawks. So remember that. I'll even post it on my Twitter or something, so make sure you go check the Twitter out. The channel links are in the description or in the banner, so go check that out. So I may change it. If not, oh well. But I will change it if Jordan Love plays. But right now, the Packers 38-35 over the Seattle Seahawks. Then you have the Philadelphia Eagles playing the Denver Broncos in Mile High. This ought to be a good game too. It's just that I'm not gonna say they're two basement teams because they're not. The Eagles have found some the past few weeks. They've been playing better. Have they been playing great? No, but they've been playing better. The Broncos figured something out against the Dallas Cowboys last week. That was huge, but do the Broncos continue it against the Eagles? I don't know. And then the Eagles, they're not necessarily due for a win, but, the way they lost the Chargers last week really sucks, so they're going to be fired up and ready to go this week. They're going to come out firing, but I think this Broncos defense is going to be too much for this Philly offense. That Philly offensive line is decent, but I'm going to take the Denver Broncos to continue their, to start a little win streak here, 2-game win streak against the Eagles and the Cowboys. How will the Broncos offense do? I think they'll do just fine. I think they're going to do just fine, honestly. I think that Broncos offense is going to get it done, so, I'm going to take it in a low-scoring game. I'm going to take the Broncos 20. Yeah, that low scoring. I'm going to take the Broncos 20-16. Philly, scoring 16. Broncos 20, of course. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of that one. And then you have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. It ought to be a fun game. The Raiders have so much stuff going on right now. Coming out of the bye, they lose to the Giants, and, I'm just going to take the Chiefs. I'm going to take the Chiefs to build on that win streak. As I was saying, last week, don't look back now. Don't count them out. They're in a 2-game win streak. It may not be against the best teams, but a 2-game win streak is a 2-game win streak, and that's enough to get some confidence going. And the Chiefs team, I think they're going to beat the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs team has been not really figuring stuff out. but they've been winning. You know, not in convincing fashion, but they've been winning. And I'd say they continue winning here in Las Vegas against the Raiders. Do we go low scoring? Yeah, let's go. I don't know. Maybe not low scoring. Let's go like 27-23 Kansas City Chiefs. I think it ought to be a good game, but I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. And then you have the Los Angeles Rams in the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. This ought to be a fun game. You know, Rams just got OBJ. Is he going to play this week? I think so. I think he will play this week. But the Niners are just a mess right now. You know, it is just a mess. You know what? What? When I said it was going to be a fun game for a Rams fan, it's going to be a fun game. I don't think it's going to be for Niners fans. You know, it is a divisional matchup, so that's something to look at there. But the Niners are basically out of it. The Rams are just getting better. Even though the Rams did lose to the Titans last week, that's something to take into account. But Matthew Stafford had a bad game. Every quarterback has a bad game like that. Don't take that one bad game away and say that he's trash. He's not. It's one bad game. Relax. Calm your horses. So I'm gonna take the Rams though. They're gonna be mad after that last game on Sunday Night Football. I'm gonna take the Rams. Let's say 35 to 21 Los Angeles Rams. I think, I don't know if it's really going to be a good one at all throughout the game. It may, of course, in the beginning, it's, maybe halfway through the game, the Niners will make a shot. Maybe they'll make it seem close, but then the Rams will just take it at the end. The fourth quarter, they'll just end it. So you don't know. But those are my predictions for this week. Let me know what you guys think about my predictions. Let me know what you guys have different. Let me know if there's anything that you disagree with what I said today. I'd love to hear them. I love hearing what other people think. But that's gonna be it for my predictions for NFL Week 10, and I had a blast doing these this week. So I've not predicted games very well this week. Or this year so far. I'm like 81-56. Yeah, not very good, but I mean, it's okay. 81-56, a lot, especially the last 2 weeks I've really struggled, but nonetheless, we're getting there. We're aiming for 100 soon. We're getting there. So let me know what y'all think about these games. Give me your predictions. Play along down below, and that's going to be for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.